victims of property crime in the last 2 years. A majority of respondents feel less safe than they did a year or two ago, but they reject the notion that criminal justice reform has gone too far. This year, Black voters will be looking for candidates who speak to the complexity of the issues as opposed to a one-size-fits-all approach. Nearly half of Black voters have an unfavorable view of DA Gascon, but his challengers are largely unknown. Nearly half of the Black voters are also undecided, which means there's a clear opportunity for candidates to connect with Black voters. Our poll makes 3 things abundantly clear. Black voters matter. Black voters are closely following this race, and the candidates for DA have a lot of work to do. KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to the mobilization and use of the franchise to empower our audience to identify and pursue their interests in advancing equity, inclusive representation, and multiracial solidarity. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Dr. Nicordoli Corte. We welcome your feedback.
I'm Tavis Smiley, and I haven't returned because I ain't been nowhere. I'm not a Mac, but I do love that track. And I love the fact that you are hanging out with us in this third and final hour today. And I've been looking forward to this hour. It's been a great show already, 2 amazing hours. But now I am delighted to welcome comedian Donnell Rawlings to this program to talk about his stand-up special, A New Day for Netflix. It debuts tomorrow, February 27th, again on Netflix, produced by his longtime friend, some guy named Dave Chappelle. So, Donnell, first of all, congratulations, man. A delight to have you on this program for the hour. How are you, my friend?
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, new life for me. Ooh. That's my part.
I love that Luther part. That's that Luther part. I love that Luther part at the end.
Yeah, but see, you know old enough to respect that.
Yeah.
I did a other day around one of them young chicks. They gave me an asthma pump. They said, you all right?" I said, ooh. They said, "Oh my God, cardiac arrest." They called an ambulance. Call an ambulance. It was in D.C., so they had to call an ambulance.
Ambulance,
they
yeah.
said, "Call an ambulance. He gone. Call an ambulance." Because you know what, Dad?
Yeah.
They can't wait for you to die. They can't wait for you to die so they can post a picture and say, "Oh, man, this one really hurt right here. God, why they keep taking the good one?" You ain't give a hell about me. Now you put prayer hands up on my page. Beat it, man. Beat it. It's a new day. I keep telling these people, it's a new day.
There are 2 or 3 thoughts that popped in my head, Donnell, as you were saying that.
Uh-huh.
You will recall when they thought that the GOAT, Richard Pryor, was dead.
Right.
And the Negro survived, and he finally went back to his house and had to go get all his stuff back. Because them Negroes had taken...
And God ain't done with me yet, man. I got one more dance for the devil. I got one more dance with the devil.
So Pryor had to go get all his stuff back. So I take your point about them just waiting for you to die, so they can post and then go get your stuff. Yeah.
They can't wait to get your stuff. And then they drag it. They send a picture. And then when that don't get no likes, then they be like, here go the text message. I got the receipt. We were supposed to meet at Chick-fil-A, but it was Sunday. And he never showed up because he knew it was closed. And that's when they got him. Oh, why God you taking the good one? Please, God, not this one, God. Stop taking the good one, God. They run out of hurt. They be like, this one hurt. The last one hurt, but this hurt more than the other one. But that one hurt, but all of them hurt more than I can believe. I don't want to be hurt no more, God.
I'm still stuck.
Oh my God!
I'm still stuck on Chick-fil-A. We supposed to meet at Chick-fil-A, but he knew it was Sunday.
He knew it was Sunday. He said, "Lord, that was never God. That was never God."
You got me sweating in this. I'm sweating and laughing already, man. I'm literally running water down my face, man. Because
that's what it's supposed to be, man. Let me tell you something, man. I know there's been a lot of bull crap going around with comedy, right?
Yeah.
And including myself, I got into something that's unfortunate. Including myself, I'm guilty of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, man. All I want to do is make people laugh, man. I had a good talk with my good friend Dave Chappelle last week, and he said, Donnell, I think your special is going to be a breath of fresh air. It's such a dark cloud over comedy right now.
Yeah.
And that's what comedy is supposed to be. It's supposed to, no matter, comedy is subjective to whatever style you like, whatever. But the thing I'm most proud about this special, that it feels special, it feels like it was deserving. It feels like it's the right time. Some people might think it's overdue, but it just feels good, man. The evolution of me from the Def Comedy days up to now, I'm so happy about this work.
Yeah,
really happy about it.
It's amazing work. I've had a chance to thanks to Netflix. They sent it to me a little private screener, and I laughed my behind off watching the thing. So I can assure the audience that they will not be disappointed with.
To people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Politics has become so messy lately, it's hard to find a reason to be hopeful. Hi, my name is Shakira. I'd like to tell you why Adam Schiff gives me hope. My parents raised me to take my right to vote seriously, so I try to stay on top of what's going on. I saw Adam Schiff lead the impeachment and insurrection hearings. He seemed like someone I could believe in. Then I actually met him at the MLK parade in South Central LA this year. Adam listened. He cared. I got to see who he is. He understands the struggle we have with the cost of living, all the parents working extra shifts and taking second jobs to get by. He gets a threat to our democracy and our freedoms. Adam Schiff knows how tough things really are for a lot of us, and I believe he's going to do something about it. It gives me hope, but hope isn't enough. We need to vote for Adam Schiff for Senate.
I'm Adam Schiff, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Schiff for Senate.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Who do you trust to get at the truth?
Tavis Smiley.
That's who. The conversation continues right now.
It does indeed, and I am thrilled to have Donnell Rawlings, amazing comedian, as our guest for the hour. And tomorrow night on Netflix, they are premiering his new stand-up special. It's called A New Day, produced by his longtime friend Dave Chappelle. And I'm just celebrating Donnell. You mentioned a moment ago, and again, I had this same kind of conversation with Earthquake, same kind of conversation with Lunel and others who find themselves having done what they've done and what they do so well. They've done it for so long, and then all of a sudden, this sort of, this is my quote, not yours, my phrase, not yours. This big break kind of happens. People know you and love you, of course, from your work with Dave Chappelle on his show, Chappelle Show, Chappelle Show, Chappelle Show. So we know you from that. But does this feel like a break of sorts for you? You tell me. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
The reason that's a very, very, very good question. And I will say this. I'm 56 years old. I'm at the age I don't lie anymore. I tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying to myself the other day, I was like, yo, I'm at 56 years old. At 56 years of age, I feel like I'm about to blow up. And I'm not, and that's coming from a pretty successful career. I position myself right now where at the minimum I get out of this is a good living. Mm-hmm. And I get to do something I love. So I already felt that I made it on that. But just for some reason, I've had different projects all over the place. I've been part of some dope projects, but I think this is the platform that everybody get to see me at one time. Yeah. Just like when I was doing Chappelle's show. Before that, I was doing other stuff, but that was the one platform that everybody had their eyeballs on, and it made a difference. But after 30, I've been doing it 30-plus years, and when I say this, anybody that's ever seen me perform, they can contest this. I never phone it in. I go hard the same way I did the first time I touched the mic back at the Comedy Connection Greenbelt in D.C., to working a ghetto spot in Brooklyn, to doing arenas with Dave, hearing 25,000 people going crazy when they say you fell in love with him as Ashley in the Chappelle show. But I still have a youthful energy about it. I still want to fight, and not in a physical way, but in a way on stage. I still want to be pound for pound one of the best people to do it, and will compete with anybody. It don't matter who you put on the list.
Yeah.
I'm not being a braggart or anything, but I work with some of the top comics in the world, and I hold my own on stage with them. And although people come to see certain people, I left my impact, and you want to see me the next time.
Yeah. Since you went there, let me follow you. When you look back now on Chappelle's show, I don't want to color this question any more than this, Donnell. When you look back on your time with Dave on Chappelle's show, you think what?
I think that it was the most incredible vehicle for people to see my God-given talent. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can't take away from the fact that I was already good, but sometimes certain doors don't open. Sometimes certain platforms not available to you. Sometimes you're not in the right position for people to see what you've been doing. There's a lot of talented people out here that they don't get the exposure for whatever reason. It could have been people subscribing to the theory that Hollywood is evil and you got to do something crazy to make it. You could do all that, but everybody don't get a shot. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't get a shot. And I've maintained I get my own shots year by year. You might not see, for 10 years ago, you didn't see me on Chappelle's show or anything like that, but you saw me in the clubs. Mm-hmm. When you didn't see me in the club, you see me pop up on BET's 20s. When that faded, you saw all of a sudden, where's this guy? Then I pop up on BMF. My voice, lending my voice to Pixar's Soul. Mm-hmm. It's always gonna be something. But the toughest thing to do in this business, especially when you have the career as long as I've had it, is to stay passionate about it. Mm. And you could tell the ones that just phoning it in. You could tell the ones, they got a check, but what? They didn't give it. Yeah. They didn't leave everything up there. It didn't make me feel good.
So at this point of the game, or put another way, for all the years you've remained in the game and kept your passion, because I agree with you. I couldn't agree more, Donnell. I don't care who you are or what you do. If you are not passionate about what you do, stop and do something else. I don't care who you are. If you're not passionate about it, exactly, just quit. Do something else if you're not passionate about it. So how have you stayed passionate? What's driven your passion all these years? What's driving it now?
I tell you, wanting to be the best is one thing.
Right.
Wanting to be the best. I never wanted to be famous. I never wanted to be rich off of this shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I know you got a choke button. I apologize. It won't happen again. Only thing I wanted to do was be good. And I thought good would equate to every other thing I wanted out of this. Mm-hmm. And another reason, it's like, even though it's like a dark cloud over comedy, for what I do for a living, there's no better feeling when I'm at the show, after the show, I do a meet and greet, and somebody comes up to me and they say, I lost my aunt early this week. Everybody wanted me to go out to cheer up. I didn't want to go. I was resisting this, and then when I did, you took me away from that. When people come up to me and talk about I got diagnosed with whatever stage cancer a year ago, and they said the only thing that kept me going was laughing at your stuff, and they beat it. When I realized really what this does for people, that's another thing that makes me want to just keep sharing and giving and giving and giving.
Yeah. You mentioned this dark cloud, and you mentioned that you and Dave were talking about this days ago, so I'm not trying to, well, actually I am. I'm trying to get all up in your business with you and Dave talking about the dark cloud. So give me a sense of the way that you and Dave see this dark cloud hanging over comedy right about now, Donnell Rawlings.
Well, I can't speak for Dave. Speak for Dave.
Sure.
I can't, not of his opinion, but me. I just feel like it's unfortunate, and I feel like especially within our community, and this is very prevalent in our community, I don't care what nobody say, they can drag me or whatever. It's a very crab in a barrel mentality. People don't want to support each other. They think it only could be one N-word at a time. You know what I'm saying? We all could cheer. As long as you got Batman, you can have Robin. As long as you got heroes, you can have the super friends. And it's this crab in a barrel attitude. And people, what happened, when I was talking to Dave, he was like, why do these people treat me like this and want to come at me? I said, Dave, you got to understand, your success mirrors a lot of people's failures or them quitting. It shows what they're not doing. And that's the case with anything. Anybody envious and jealous and they don't really want to study it the way, like, you know what, I'm going to use this as a guide. I use this, what he does, I can use as a blueprint. But they don't want to do that. They rather sit back and hate and wonder why. And you wonder why. The answer is in your face. You know, Cat Williams did a 3-hour interview telling us how bad Hollywood is. Anybody that's in Hollywood knows how bad Hollywood is. You don't get into this business not hearing the horror stories. You know, and Lee Daniels said something to Monique, and everybody took it the wrong way. And he didn't say it in an arrogant way. We know it's a dirty, dirty business. And at the end of the day, either you want to play or you don't want to play. You don't have to do it. And if you don't want to play, that don't mean selling your soul. When I say play, understanding that somebody you might not really like here is the stepping stone of the bridge for the next person. When I say play, it don't mean put on a dress. It don't mean giving somebody fellatio for a role. It means that this business means that you have to have some tough skin. All you're going to get is no's and no's and no's. And you got to figure a way out of it. And then if you have a problem with it, don't do it. Everybody in Hollywood is complaining about Hollywood. Guess what? Leave. Leave. I left. I left. I live in Yellow Springs, Ohio, bro. I left because I didn't like the energy there. It didn't feel good. And I left. But at the same time, we are living in a world now with social media and how everybody getting their bags now. You don't got to be in New York anymore. You don't got to be in Hollywood. You got people making themselves multimillionaires off of their phones and podcasts. So now you have options. Back in the day, you had to be in New York or L.A. or you wasn't going to make it. You was anywhere else, you was a country boy. Period.
You said a few things now, Donnell. I'm glad I got an hour with you, man. I knew this was going to be rich, and it's getting richer by the moment. You said a few things I want to go back and pick up. I was waiting on that.
You can't throw it. You can't give me an alley-oop.
I was waiting on it. I said I'm gonna see how good he is. I'm gonna throw it to him, see if he can put it down. I put it up there, and you went and got it. I love it. But there are a couple things you said I want to pick up on right quick. And this is just me talking. I don't know how I feel about this as yet, but I've been thinking about this. So let me just say, first of all, that Cat Williams I regard as a friend. Monique, I regard as a friend. They're both friends of mine. They've been very supportive of me, and I've tried to be supportive of them. Whenever I call them, they come on the show. We've hung out together, all kinds of stuff. So I consider them friends. And yet, I'm not sure how I feel about this Club Shay Shay thing, where everybody shows up, and it just sounds like grievance to me. It just sounds like grievance. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Because on the one hand, here's my take on Donnell. On the one hand, it sounds like grievance. On the other hand, I accept the frame that Cat tried to put it in, that this is the age of truth. This is 2024 is the year of truth. So Cat goes on Club Shay Shay and tells his truth. Monique tells her truth. I don't know who else Shannon's got lined up, but I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this. Is it, should I be annoyed by the grievance nature of it, or should I celebrate the fact that people are telling their truth? You tell me.
I think it's both.
Okay.
I really think it's both. But in a movie, good. I forget the movie. But here's the part. He said, "We want the truth," and it is. You can't handle.
Oh yeah,
the truth.
a few good men.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing, that's what it is. Nobody really wants the truth. Now, yeah, you speak your truth, but what do you want from that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Monique has been speaking her truth for years. And then and this is why I commend her. First off, I commend Monique for making it in a very male-driven business.
Right.
To be a black woman, to get to the level she is, where she came from, we have to always praise her and give her flowers for that. She's an example for any little black girl out there, whoever's dealing with what, if they're dealing with issues with weight or personal identity or whatever. She's an example like, baby, I'm passionate with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and then you can keep going. But now my thing is like this. The thing is, everything you wanted, you fought for equality. You had an issue with Netflix. They gave you your money. You had an issue with the Netflix, and they gave you money. They gave you your money, and they gave you the platform for you to do what everybody loves. But now my thing is like this. What are you a champion for? Are you a champion for this all the way across the board? Are you going to try to make a difference with how people negotiate these contracts or whatever? But it can't just be like, I want this. But what you going to do with what you get? Mm-hmm. And another thing, Monique, I love her. That's one of my sisters in the game. The unfortunate thing about it is whatever her legacy be, I want still people to remember her as one of the funniest women to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, and even with these interviews and everything, there's a way you can get your point across, Tavis, and still have fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And still have fun and make people laugh. That's what, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, to make people laugh. Yeah. Some of us are blessed enough to make you laugh and think, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to make you laugh. We want them endorphins in your brain to start popping off. Yep. You know, and the only thing about it, but here's the thing, this is what we, as a whole, it's not just their situation, it's what we like. And we, as people, and the whole, respond to negativity, respond to anger, respond to clap back, exposes. We respond to that. So that's what they just feeding people what they want. Yeah. And the thing, somebody asked me, they said, Daniel, what's the difference between Dave and his grievances with the network and then Monique? So the biggest difference is that Dave had a calculated plan for years on how he's going to get in the fold. And he didn't go on every platform talking about it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need a bigger bullhorn to hear what people got to say. And, I mean, Monique shook him up. But Dave, in some similarity, he knew what he wanted. He knew what he was going to do. And what Dave did was he put the power in the people. Yeah, yeah. He put the power in the people. He said, listen, don't watch this show until I get my money. Mm-hmm. And they listened, and he got his money. And then after he got his money and they settled his grievances, he didn't say, y'all could blah, blah, blah. He said, I want to thank Netflix. Mm-hmm. I want to thank Comedy Central. I want to thank these people. And at the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah. Here's what I want to do. I'm watching my clock here, and it wouldn't be fair to ask you this question and give you 45 seconds to answer. Let me tell you where I want to go when we come forward, Donnell, and I want to get your take on it. So I want to talk more about your special, as we will in a moment. A New Day, again, premieres tomorrow, February 27th on Netflix, produced by his longtime friend Dave Chappelle. But since he's talking about Dave, I really want to ask Donnell directly, and it's always fascinating for me to hear comedians opine on other comedians. That's important for me. No different than my business or any business you're in. We all, are happy to talk about other folk in our lane. You can ask me about other great journalists and other great people who are broadcasters, and I can tell you who I like and who I think is great and who's overrated. So it's okay. But I am curious as to what he makes of what Dave Chappelle has done. We talked about Pryor as the GOAT, but there's no question about the fact that Dave Chappelle these days is the man. Whether you like him or loathe him, love him or hate him, Dave Chappelle is the man. You heard Donnell say a moment ago that you can get your point across and still make people laugh. Nobody does that quite like Dave Chappelle. So the rest of us, love Dave, watch Dave and all that, but Donnell and Dave are friends and have been for a long time. I love to see my friends succeed. I'm rooting for everybody black, but I love to see my friends do their thing. I am curious as to what Donnell Rawlings thinks of what Dave Chappelle has been able to do with his career, and then we'll talk about the special that his friend Dave Chappelle is producing for him, A New Day, premiering tomorrow again on Netflix. Our guest is Donnell Rawlings, and I'm glad about it. You're listening to him on Tavis Smiley.
Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. This is the Tavis Smiley Show.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Hunter Biden will testify behind closed doors Wednesday in the Republican-led impeachment inquiry of his father, President Biden. Republicans seeking to impeach the president are trying to find hard evidence he used his time as vice president to benefit his family financially. The inquiry suffered a major setback following a recent indictment of an ex-FBI informant. In Louisville, Kentucky, over 1,600 free and enslaved black people are remembered after a memorial was held Saturday at St. Louis Cemetery. WLKY reporting people gathered to read the names of those who were buried in unmarked graves in an area discovered in 2020 called the East Slope. The St. Louis Cemetery East Slope Project is working to identify those buried and mark those graves. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Is this the takeover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Another rough day for both of LA's NBA teams. The Lakers lost by 10 at Phoenix. The Clippers lost by 16 at home to Sacramento. All 5 Lakers starters scored in double figures, but the Lakers got only 16 points off the bench. LeBron finished with 28 points and 12 assists. The Lakers are still 3 games behind Dallas for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. The Lakers are back in action Wednesday night against the Clippers, who also need to regroup. Paul George did not play yesterday. He's got a sore left knee. Norman Powell started in George's absence. He led the Clippers with 21. Utah's women's basketball team snapped USC's 7-game winning streak. Utah won by 6 at Galen Center. The Trojans dropped to 11-5 in the Pac-12. USC freshman Juju Watkins had a game-high 30 points. The 12th time this season, the Compton native has had 30 or more. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Race, culture wars, political turf battles, criminal justice and injustice, the courts. These are the conversations you won't hear elsewhere. My guests are leading journalists, celebrities, and sports figures, elected leaders, and influencers. They aren't afraid to get into it and say the quiet part out loud. With Ariva Martin in real time, your commute just became the most engaging part of your day. Tune in weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. or find us on YouTube. Ariva Martin in real time, when you want it straight, no chaser.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Environmental justice is racial justice.
Environmental justice is social justice.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of this light of ours, activist photographers of the civil rights movement. a dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This light of ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This light of ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Smart talk for curious people just like you. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley and Donnell Rawlings. Amazing, funny guy. Brilliant comedian who has a new Netflix special that premieres tomorrow on the 27th of February. It's called A New Day, produced by his longtime friend Dave Chappelle. So, Donnell, before I get to Dave, A New Day, how did that become your thing?
Well, I always loved Nina Simone. And, you know, you go to different times of your life and you get music that you connect with. And for some reason, Misunderstood was resonating through my whole life and my career. And then I just started listening to more of her stuff. And A New Day, it just resonated with me. Like, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, like it's a new beginning. It's like a time when you choose to take control of your life. And if you want to end another chapter, you can be the old person or the new person. I think it shows evolution from my Def Comedy Jam days to the way I'm at right now, even the way I look. I looked like I smelled good that night. You know, and you'd be like, he can't think better. Ain't no way. He's too clean to think, but that on like this. I know he got something, one of the Muslim fragrances or something. Portrait of a lady or something like that. Kind of a lemon, kind of a lime, tree trunk or something like that. He ain't doing no Drake R. He ain't doing no Dragar. He's not doing that. He's not Fahrenheiting that. Not that.
This Negro said, I look like I smelled good that night. I look like I smelled good.
Ain't nobody gonna tell somebody said you look good. I said, it looked like I smelled good. You know, but it's just for me, it's just a time. And normally, like my whole career, I've been like, bah, 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 just shots, quick shots.
Yeah.
I said, what happens down there when you take it down a little bit? Just give time people to think. Even my intro music I used to come out, it was French Montana.
Mm-hmm.
It was Young Yeezy. But I said, let this audience, let this resonate. And that song in particular has so many layers to it. It feels so theatrical.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, let me lay in a pocket of this, and let me start these people from ground zero.
What?
And, good.
No. Let me ask you real quick. We were just talking on our program earlier today. I had an amazing conversation with a brilliant brother from UCLA, a professor there, has a new book out about reparations called Radical Reparations. An amazing book, an amazing conversation. And in that conversation, Donnell, we got to a conversation about black hopelessness. And I asked him point blank. I said, what is the antidote to black hopelessness? And this Negro said to me, without pausing, without any equivocation or hesitation at all, I said, what is the antidote to black hopelessness? And he said, more Stevie Wonder. Play more Stevie Wonder. So my point is, that I didn't see that answer coming, but it was such a brilliant response. And of course, we started playing Stevie Wonder in that conversation. I raised all that because we were just talking about this brilliant artist named Stevie Wonder. And here you come now in this conversation talking about the brilliance of Nina Simone. So when you got deeper into Nina Simone's corpus, when you got deeper into her body of work, what did you hear? I just want to give you a chance to do a tribute to Nina Simone.
I heard somebody was a champion for freedom, a person that exposed your pain, a person that's living her truth and dealing with it. You could tell through the music. You could tell through her music what she was going through relationship-wise and everything. But I just felt like a soul that was screaming for people to understand them, but for some reason they don't get it. For some reason they don't get it, and I think that resonated through her music, and particularly to Misunderstood. But if you listen to everything about it, it made you feel good. Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Like all of her music makes, and we gravitate toward music. It can change your mood. You know, that's why when I want to be in a good mood, I play happy mood. If I'm going through relationship stuff, I play Anthony Hamilton.
Wow.
I play when I'm really going through it. I play Usher, Let It Burn. I play all of that. When I'm feeling good, I play Climax.
Yeah.
And then when I'm feeling really, really good, I play Yeah. You know what I mean? So
you're killing me, man.
So music plays a big part, especially in the black people. But that song resonated.
Yeah.
That song resonated with me. It resonates through the special. And I'm telling you, man, I'm just so excited about people checking this out. I'm so excited about
tell me.
Follow me for years.
Tell me more about, again, you, to your point, you've done this for years, and you've done it remarkably well. You got a huge fan base all across the country, which is why this thing is going to work on Netflix. But tell me more about your approach to doing this particular special.
Well, this one was something, I worked with Dave during the pandemic. We did these shows in the cornfield, so he had a chance, and this is where he can have his undivided attention, because we're on the road doing other tours. It's like so many distractions, but because we were in the bubble in the pandemic, we had to get close to each other. So he would see me just destroy the cornfields every night. And despite what anybody thinks that I approached Dave approached me about doing a special. He wanted to do a special. He said, I think it's time. He said, I got an idea of a series called A Home Team of these people. Everybody that he chose to produce, everybody has a minimum of 30 years in the business. And these some people that for some reason the industry looked over. I don't make excuses of anything, because I know everything is in due time. I would be crazy, like, yeah, why this person got that? When my time comes, my time comes. He handpicked these guys. We worked in the cornfields. He said, I want to do your special. And now 2020 was a tough year because everything that I do, every type of work where I had to do a show was dead. So he suggested we do a special, but we had no venue. So we had to wait for the COVID restrictions to kind of ease up. We found a venue in North Carolina that was kind of easier than anybody else in the country. We decided we want to shoot the special in North Carolina. That night, I was with Ricky Hughes, who's a big-time producer who helped Dave win these Grammys and these Emmys. Legendary GOAT in film and television, Stan Lathan. We did this special.
Oh, yeah.
I ripped it, got a stand and and I was like, we got it. And then Earthquake had taken his close around the same time. So we had already made an announcement that the new series Home Team was coming out in a couple of months. These are the first two to lead it, Donnell and Earthquake. And maybe a week after that announcement, Dave called me and said that he wanted to shoot my special over. And I didn't really understand what that meant, because most part, if you tell a comedian that, he thinks that he wasn't that funny. Right? He said, Donnell, he said, I can put you in front of any room. And don't matter who it is, black, white, young, old, and you'll rip it. He said, but that doesn't make it a great special. So, I had a couple of options right then. I could have been like, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. Or, you got 5 Grammys, 4 Emmys, and you just got $80 million bag. I'm here to listen. I'll shut my mouth. Yeah. I'll watch my tone. I'll fix my face, And so that we decided we were going to can that. And I was eager to get it out because I think that I was at the best at that point in my life. So we scrapped that one. A year later, we were in Napa Valley. He was doing some shows, and he documents every show.
Yeah.
He asked Ricky, he was producer, how many cameras did she have with her crew? She said 5 cameras. He turns to me and says, Donnell, do you want to shoot your special? I'm like, when? He said, tomorrow. I'm like, oh, my God. No time to prep or anything. But that kind of got me excited because I didn't have to worry about guest lists. I didn't have to worry about anything but just doing the show, and nobody knew what we were doing. So the pressure of like trying to prove something to an entire team, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Went up, did that, ripped that show, another standing ovation. A month later, he said he wants to shoot the special again. I said, why? He said, I didn't like the production. I'm like, but you're the producer. He said, Donnell, look, I could do this in post, and I could kind of, because we wasn't expecting the special.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like, if we get it, we get it. He said, I could put this out, whatever. He said, if you want to put it out, it's your special, we can do it. I said, I want to put it out. He said, but trust me. I'm like, okay, you can do it again. And another time, maybe some months after that, I had already had it in my book to do the New York Comedy Festival. It worked with my schedule, worked with Dave. I said, let's bring the cameras and let's do it. And I think that me listening to him and not taking it personal, you know, respecting like what his experience was and what his experience was or is in his business, I think it got us to a point where we got in that moment, because you always have time to grow and you want to do things differently.
Sure.
But in that moment, I think I was at the top of my game. I think the reaction from the audience shows that. I think the work we put in trying to do something different on the intro, the outro.
Right.
I think we got something that I know at least my team considers to be special.
Yeah, that is an amazing story. You ask questions, you never know where the answer is going to go. I asked earlier, tell me about Dave Chappelle. Well, he did just tell you about Dave Chappelle. And not just about Dave, he told you about himself. Do you know you heard him joke about it, but let me just be serious for a second. Do you know the humility that it takes to have an executive producer, your boy who you've known for years, tell you the first one ain't the one. The second one ain't the one. The third one ain't the one. Let's do this one more again. And, you know, when you're doing it at the level that Donnell is doing it at, and as well as he's doing it, you're ripping it every night. You know, why gotta do this 3 or 4 times? But the result is called A New Day, and it premieres tomorrow, February 27th on Netflix. So that story was not just about Dave Chappelle, but it also tells you about Donnell Rawlings, who I'm a huge fan of, and I'm delighted to have him on Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
Can you dig it? Come on! What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
City of Los Angeles tenants, get informed today about your eviction rights. Take immediate action if you receive an eviction notice from the court. You have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice or unlawful detainer. Don't self-evict. And you can't be evicted for non-payment of rent unless you owe more than the fair market rent for a unit your size. Learn more eviction information such as at-fault and no-fault evictions at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Let's get back to more of Tavis Smiley right now.
More of Donnell Rawlings right now, who we are pleased to be celebrating in this hour because tomorrow he has his first stand-up special. It's called A New Day on Netflix, produced by his longtime friend Dave Chappelle. I have already seen it. I can assure you, you will be laughing your behind off when you see A New Day, premiering tomorrow, the 27th on Netflix. Donnell, you mentioned earlier a couple times, I want to come back. I'm just watching my time's getting away from me. I want to come back to Def Comedy Jam because many of us remember you, of course, from back in the day. Draw a line for me anywhere you want. Just give me the line as you see it. Situate your being on Def Comedy Jam back in the day, and then tomorrow night on Netflix today.
When I did Def Comedy Jam, people got to keep in mind, I was only doing comedy for 6 months.
Wow.
I was green. I didn't have no stage presence. I was just a lucky young comic that had a couple of bits that Bob Sumner liked, and he put me on the show. I don't think I was, when I look at it in retrospect, at the time I wasn't prepared. I knew nothing about the bright lights. Mm-hmm. That was probably the first production I did where it's like, and it's lights. I've been in seedy bars and bowling alleys and stuff where I feel comfortable. But I remember my set. Everybody that did those shows, they would say something that was explosive, that was a catchphrase and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't have that set. And I remember my friend Chris Thomas, he said that set was incredible. I was like, it wasn't a standing O. Everybody was standing O. That was the gauge of how good you were. Mm-hmm. He said, Donnell, he said, you had the type of set that people at home are going to watch and they're going to remember it forever. You know, it was character-driven. It was talking about this fat kid that took my bike when I was younger. I trusted him to come back. He never came back. He said, I'd be right back. I was outside for dead 24 hours waiting for his fat kid to come back. Right? It was one of those type of sets. Yeah. And then I think the evolution of my stand-up, of course, it's going to has to happen with experience. But now my storytelling is there. My composure is there. Yeah. I'm not rushing it. I feel very comfortable on that set, and it resonates. Like we had people that was in the audience. Oh my God! I'm on the phone with Tavis right now. I'm sorry. So what did I say? I said they threw me off. One of my friends that threw me off just now.
That's okay.
What was the last point?
No, hold on. As a matter of fact, I got to do this anyway. You holler at your friend, and when we come forward, I'm only going to have 3 minutes left anyway. So holler at your friend for the next couple of minutes, and that's why I love live radio. When we come back, after Donnell has hollered with his friend, we'll wrap this conversation with Donnell Rawlings on Tavis Smiley.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found BenefitsCheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. BenefitsCheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
He's rooting for everybody black.
Everybody black.
More of Tavis Smiley coming your way right now.
All right, Donnell Rollins, I'm going to let you go holler at your boy. And if your boy is a boy that I know, tell him I said what's up. Whoever it is, just tell him I said hello.
That was my good friend.
Okay. It's cool. I got a couple minutes left, and I'm going to give it to you to let you promote your special tomorrow night on Netflix, A New Day, as only you can. Take it away, Donnell.
If You Love Me on Ricky Lake, if you love me on HBO's The Corner that won 3 Emmys, if you love me on The Wire that was a spinoff, if you love me in 20s on on BET, if you love me in BMF, if your kids fell in love with me as Des the Barber on Pixar's Oscar-winning movie Soul, if you love me on The Chappelle Show, if you love me for 30 years of being one of the hardest working comics in the business, February 27th, it's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
That's how you promote a special on Netflix tomorrow, February 27th. Donnell Rollins, man, I'm so proud of you, and I hope this comes across in the way that I mean it. Genuinely, I am so delighted to see this for you. Dave made a great decision by asking you to do the special. And I know it took 3 or 4 times to get it to where it is, but it is an amazing piece of work, some of the best stuff I've ever seen you do. And I love you. I appreciate you. I'm celebrating you. It's going to be a big hit, man.
I want to take this time to celebrate you. Is that you one of the biggest names in radio? You bust doors down and were unconventional. You never waver from who you are, how you speak to people. And me having this interview with you right now, realize why you're in a position to have a career as long as you have, and the reason why you're one of the best in the business, bro. I appreciate you.
You were kind, man. Congrats on the special. We'll all be watching. Donnell Rawlings tomorrow, A New Day, February 27th on Netflix. Who else can I close with today? You heard the show today. I asked that question earlier. What is the antidote to black hopelessness? And the answer was more Stevie Wonder. So that's how we close. Thanks for tuning in. Until tomorrow, keep the faith.